I'm Chris Schneider. Welcome to Lake TV's Classic Game of the Week. We go back to October 14th, 2016 for this battle between rivals Osage and California. The Indians were in the midst of a great season. They had won 7 of their first 8 games and were looking to close out the regular season with a win over the Pintos. California, they'd been struggling this season and looking for a way to get things turned around. We hope you enjoy our Lake TV Classic Game of the Week, the last game of the 2016 regular season between red-hot Osage and Cool California.
So Shaw, looks like Osage will receive. I'm not sure if they or California won the toss. I would assume the Pintos probably did, defer to the second half. Of course, Nick Riley back to receive for Osage.
All right, football fans, make some noise.
And it's a little squibber. They're fielded at about the 30. And then across the 40, nice tackle there on the play. That's Wolken, junior quarterback on special teams, making the stop. And on the return for the Indians, that's Jalen Spriggs, the senior. So good starting field position here for Osage. They're going to have a 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Look as if California's strategy on special teams was just to squib that one. So Wheeler now rolls, throws into the flat, looking for gains, although this one's blown dead at the line of scrimmage prior to the play. And so it's going to be a referee error. They did not mean to throw the flag, but Sean, as we get closer to Thanksgiving, makes you think, man, football season at the high school level as we get close to postseason, really just getting warmed up at the professional level.
You're exactly right, William. It's it's exciting times right here. The weather's starting to change, and getting some exciting matchups happening.
Dylan Riley with the carry for the Indians. Tough to bring down, as about 4 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 now. One thing, I was talking with Coach Albertson before the game, and he says at the rate this Indian team turns the ball over, they're able to come up with a couple of takeaways and get on the board early. You really never know what could happen. Now Riley in motion. That's Nick Riley. He gets the snap. Now he's across midfield, and he's into Pinto territory, and he has a 1st down. We're going to give him 8 yards and a Pinto 1st down. Kirby with the stop for the Pintos. He came in leading California in tackles. Empty backfield. Wheeler now steps up in the pocket. Back shoulder in and out of the hands. He was looking for Edwards. That falls incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So Wheeler under center. Dylan Riley in the backfield with him. It's going to be a inside give on the in and around. That's Dupay now. He's outside. He's got good yardage inside the 35. Down to about the 34, and that's another Osage 1st down. 3 plays into this drive, the Indians already down to the 34-yard line of California. Wheeler now inside give. No, he'll keep it on the quarterback option outside, and he's sandwiched there by a couple of Pintos. Kyle Hofstetter in on the stop as Wheeler calling his own number. He has 5. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Play action now. Wheeler outside the pocket now, throws across his body looking for the end zone, and he's got Edwards into the house for the touchdown. And just like that, the Indians on the board just a minute 23 seconds into the game. It's a 31-yard pass from Zach Wheeler, and he finds one of his favorite targets, Jason Edwards. We talked about him in the pregame.
Not surprising, William. Very, very tough team to defend here. They're a very, very balanced offense. 170 yards average on the ground and 160 yards in the air.
Yeah, that's the definition of balance. The hold by Riley. The kick is up by Edwards. And it's going to be dead ball now as we have a flag. But one thing I want to talk about, what a throw by Wheeler across his body, was flushed out of the pocket and with ease threw that on a dime 40 yards down the field, and just like that, the Indians on the board.
Well, obviously that's a tough pass. You're rolling away from a right arm and throwing left. So
So the kick is up and it's good by Jason Edwards. So just a minute 23 into the game, it's 7-0 Indians. Just like that, Sean, the Indians take just 5 plays. They go 59 yards in a minute 23 seconds. And Wheeler with his 15th touchdown pass of the year. So Edwards with the kick, fielded inside the 10. And nice return here for the Pintos up to the 33-yard line. That's a 25-yard return for number 30 of the Pintos, Jacob Adams. And the Pintos will start 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. California comes out, 4 wide receivers, split both sides of your screen. Wilkin the handoff inside. That's Friedmeier, and nothing doing as the Indians stack him up a yard behind the line of scrimmage. First man there, David Warmoth for the Indians, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 11 now. Wilkin now takes a snap, and he'll call his own number on the read option, and the Indian front 5 says absolutely not. Austin Magnuson, DePay lead the way for the Indians, and Wilkin does take it back to the initial line of scrimmage, but that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. So 3rd down and 10 now. It's going to be the screen of the flat. He's got Friedmeier, but right there, Austin Magnuson, and the play does gain 6 yards. That'll bring up 4th down and 4. Magnuson, just such a dynamic player for the Indians, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 4. And I know it sounds crazy inside your own end this early in the ball game, as it's only 7-0, but 4th and 4, I think California may go for it, and they will. 4 wide receivers. Corey Friedmeier back in the backfield with Wilkin, who takes the snap under center. And just like that, the hard count gets the Indians, and when you're in a position like California's in, you have to have a few things go your way, and that's one right there as they draw Osage off sides, and that's an automatic 1st down.
Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see. I'm sure that's something they've been working on.
So still out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Friedmeier in the backfield with Wilkin. It's a quarterback option. Nice pitch. Friedmeier bobbled it momentarily, and then he controls it, and he has it up very near midfield. We're going to give him 4 yards up to the 49-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Out of the shotgun now, it's read option. Wilkin keeps it, but nothing doing. And back in the backfield with the stop, number 27 for the Indians, Hunter Davidson, the junior, also in on the stop. Number 81, James McCann. So once again now, 3rd and 8. California failed to convert on their first 3rd down attempt tonight. Wilkin takes a snap, steps up in the pocket, and he has his target right there. That's caught and across the 45-yard line, and that's a 1st down. And that's number 30 for the Pinto, Jacob Adams, and nice job by Adams. He caught it about 3 yards shy of the sticks. Nice job fighting for extra yardage, and that's another 1st down. And California now inside of Osage territory. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 44. Wilkin now the option, other side. Friedmeier has a hole. There he is across the 40, across the 30, inside the 25, and taken down at the 14-yard line. Looked like he was brought down by a horse collar. Friedmeier, though, no flag, all the way down to the 14-yard line, and just like that, 34 yards later, California's knocking on the doorstep. So 7:18 now left in the first quarter. California, nice job mixing it up on offense. And out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, split both sides of your screen. Wilkin now takes the snap, inside give. Friedmeier inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. That's going to be a 5-yard gain, and really impressed what I've seen from the Pintos here on this opening drive.
Well, what you're seeing, William, is execution. You know, they take the gamble right there, you know, on their own 40-yard line on a short opportunity for a 1st down. They get them to jump, and it's turned into, you know, continuing the drive all the way down now with the position in the red zone here to capitalize on a score.
So 2nd and 5 now outside. Friedmeier now cuts inside the 5, and he will score from 9 yards out. And just like that, California answers the call. They're on the board with 6:28 left in the first, and it's Friedmeier. We spotlighted him in the pregame, and beautiful job on the option outside. He cut back inside, finds a hole, and he scores. And how about that for California's regular season home finale, as fans love that here at Riley Field, and why wouldn't they, Sean? And the extra point, no good on the play. That's Liam Schatzer, the junior, filling in as Magana is unable to play tonight, and that could loom huge down the stretch. Back here on Lake TV in California, they are not going to go away. There's a muff. That's a live ball, and we'll see who has it. I think Osage able to recover, but boy, that one very nearly disastrous. And in on the recover, Jalen Spriggs, but boy, interesting play, and Osage does hold on to the football, but that one was very nearly tragic for the Indians. What you saw was a low liner and just bounced off the legs of Spriggs, and very wisely he was able to fall on it, but boy, that was a wild play.
It was a close call.
So 1st and 10 now, ball at the 39-yard line. Wheeler, the pitch outside. Nick Riley, the ball carrier, and he's upended and taken down there after a short gain. In on the stop, number 33, Corey Friedmeier, and Friedmeier all over the place here in the early going. So 2nd down and 7. Here we go now. Dupay back to Wheeler. It's a trick play, looking deep. He's got his man, and in and out of the hands of Jason Edwards, just a touch too far. Edwards had a shot, and I like the creativity on the trick play by Coach Devin Johnson. So 3rd and 6, Riley Field should get loud here. Trip wide receiver, bottom of your screen. Wheeler now throws the other side, and that time Edwards has the catch and the first down to the 48-yard line of California. Wheeler now inside give, that's Riley, and taken down right there in the backfield. Nice piece of tackling. Not sure which Pinto was there, but nicely done. That was Kirby, the senior linebacker. He limits Riley, or he limits Nick Riley to a 3-yard gain. So on 2nd and 7, Osage remains out of the shotgun. Quarterback option now outside, ball's on the ground, picked up by the Pintos inside the 40. Look at him go down to the 26-yard line. And it's Corey Friedmeier, our spotlight player of the game. He's done it all so far. He has a big touchdown run, a few tackles, and now a fumble recovery. And not just the recovery, but a very, very nice return.
Oh, it's a great return. You know, we talked about this in the pregame, William. We're talking about Osage not taking care of the football, you know, and it's first turnover of the night, and we'll see what happens.
Tell you what, a team like California, you do not want to let them hang around because they're full of young players. And one thing about younger players, they're typically a tad bit more emotional. And emotions can loom huge when it comes down to the stretch. Wheeler now looking for the end zone. He has his man, and it's caught. Touchdown on the play. What a throw. What a catch. And from 27 yards out, the Pintos are all over the place. Jacob Adams, he's on the receiving end this time, and the Pintos take the lead. They're up 12-7.
Just a little bit of energy, just a little bit of excitement, and you see what happens.
Boy, and I love Coach Albertson right after the turnover. Come out and take a shot, and it pays dividends as it's Jacob Wolken finds Jacob Adams from 27 yards out, and just like that, the Pintos, they lead for the first time tonight. Liam Schatzer now. 2-point conversion across his body into the end zone, knocked down by Dylan Riley very wisely. So after the failed 2-point conversion attempt, the Pintos lead 12-7 with 5:08 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
I'm Chris Schneider. You're watching a Lake TV Classic Game of the Week from October 14, 2016, the regular season finale between the red-hot Osage Indians and the California Pintos. Let's get back to the action.
Back here on Lake TV, and I'll tell you what, California with the takeaway, and they capitalize immediately. Just one play, 27 yards as Jacob Wolken throws a nice ball. Hits Jacob Adams, and 12-7. And we said, you know, if Osage turns the ball over earlier, and California can capitalize with a score, look for these Pintos to be in the ball game. And I know that we're just halfway through the first quarter, but if you were to tell anyone that's rooting for California, any coach on the staff, any player, any fan, any parent, that the Pintos would be up 12-7 here tonight with 5:08 left in the first, I guarantee you this, they would have taken it. Squib kick now inside the 30. Edwards picks it up at the 21 after a deflection across the 30. Now the 40, taken down at about the 44-yard line. Very nice return by Jason Edwards. And we talked about all Edwards does well with the punting, the kicking, the receiving, the defending. Well, he also does that. He returns kicks.
Oh, he's a fantastic athlete. You know, they obviously use him in a lot of different situations.
1st and 10 now. We'll see how the Indians respond, and it's Nick Riley gets the carries across midfield, and he very close to the first down sticks. He has about 9, taken down by Kirby. That'll bring up 2nd down and 1. Strobel also in on the stop for the Pintos, so 2nd down and 1 now. Wheeler under center. Gives it to Nick Riley. He's got the 1st down and much more. He's across the 40, taken down there by Friedmeier and Adams, but not before he picks up 10 yards and another Osage 1st down now. So just like that, the Indians inside the 40-yard line, inside California territory. Wheeler now rolling into the flat, and he's hit. That's a fumble. Jacob Wolken gets it. A sack strip, and Wolken, beautiful job. Wheeler did a great job recovering the fumble, but he just didn't see Wolken coming from his backside. Boy, what a job, and the Pintos are fired up. We do have a California Pinto down here on the near sideline. Yeah, certainly, and I will tell you the injured Pinto, Luke Freeman, and just cannot avoid the injuries, and unreal. Another guy goes down. So Wheeler now on 2nd and 20. Into the flat, he's got DePay now, and nice piece of tackling in the flat. I'll tell you what, nice job outside. That's Wolken, the quarterback, and he is having himself a wonderful ball game already.
Well, it's a great pass and a great catch right there, you know, getting some of that yards of real estate back after the penalty.
Boy, I'll tell you what, really a nice spot for California. Looked like he was inside the 40. They spotted at the 41. It's 3rd down and 12. Into the flat, Wheeler hits his target. That's Edwards swinging forward, and he's very shy, about 3 yards shy of the 1st down stick. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 2 or 3 now. 3:33 left in the first. Dakota Henry, the Pinto there first with the stop. So 4th and 2. Osage still on the field. Wheeler out of the shotgun, looks towards the sideline, looking for a sign. California fans, they'd love to see a stop, and they'd love to get the ball back in the hands of this offense. Wheeler inside, he gives it to Riley, who's got the 1st down and then some. Inside the 20, taken down to about the 16-yard line before being taken down right there. In on the stop, Gunner Banquet looks like. Mistake, I was going to say, I don't even think he's playing. Strobel actually with the stop. I was going to say, man, Banquet made a miraculous comeback and finds his way on the field to shock us all. 1st and 10 now, inside give. Dylan Riley, and he's stuffed right there inside the 15 at about the 14, just a couple yards. So 2nd and 8 now. Here's the handoff, and that's Dylan Riley. He has just a couple of yards before being taken down by Wolken, as well as Jackson Traxel, the senior. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 now. Wheeler the pitch outside. Now the end around to DePay. He's got a clear path to the end zone. He dives, and I think he's there from 12 yards out, and it is. It's an Indian touchdown on 3rd and 6. It's the 2nd time we've seen that reverse. Nicely executed, and DePay from 12 yards out gives the Indians the lead, 13-12. We'll see if Osage elects to try the extra point, and they won't now. They're going to elect to go for 2. See if they can't grab the 3-point lead. So Wheeler now. The handoff to Nick Riley, and he rumbles. No, he stopped shy. Traxel and a couple other Pintos in on the stop. So Jackson Traxel there. And the Indians lead 13-12. We got a great game brewing here from Riley Field. Edwards now the boot, and it's a high end over end kick fielded inside the 10. Full head of steam now, and look at the young man go now. Across the 30-yard line up to the 34. Nice return on the play. That's Hofstetter, the big tight end, the junior with the return, and nicely done. California has it 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. So 1st and 10 now. We'll see if California can march down the field. C.J. Myers showing blitz here. Quick, and it's recognized. Traxel now on the flat across the 40, and he's still on his feet. Down to the 45-yard line, 1st down, and that's a veteran move by Jacob Wolken. He saw the blitz coming off the end, and he made a quick decision. 1st down and 10 now for California. So 1st and 10 now. Wolken out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, split bottom and top of your screen. Osage once again showing blitz. Quarterback option outside Friedmeier now. Trying to get outside, and he does, and Friedmeier now across midfield. He'll be taken down there. Jason Edwards with the stop, but 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 5. California, they do not look like a 2-6 team up to this point in time.
No, they don't, William. They're executing extremely well. They're taking advantage of all situations right now, and they're operating in full steam ahead.
Wheeler now into the flat looking for Traxel, overshoots him. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. So on 3rd and 5 now, it's the option once again. The ball's on the turf, and it is picked up right there by Dylan Riley. And we just talked about California yet to turn it over, and just like that, they do so. So Dylan Riley comes up with the fumble recovery, and Osage, wonderful field position, 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, Osage is definitely taking some advantage of some situations right here. We've got a defense that's very athletic. They can run sideline to sideline, and they've got 24 takeaways on the year, William. So they're getting the ball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, really nice job on the edge by number 27 for Osage. Hunter Davidson really sealed the edge and forced Wolken to make a quick pitch outside. And Riley now in the backfield, taken down by Wolken and Adams. He loses 2 yards, and it looks like the Pintos sniffed that one out as we're now inside of 30 seconds to play here in the 1st quarter. They're going to call it a 1-yard loss officially, and I think California is heated up. They're playing as good as we've seen them play yet this year. So Wheeler looking into the flat. He's got McCann now, who's across the 35, inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. That's good for 22 yards and an Osage 1st down.
Well, a great throw, a great catch. We got 14 seconds left on the clock. We'll see if Osage can take advantage of the situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, McCann just snuck past the linebacker. No one picked him up, and tell you what, nice throw, and standing there all alone. McCann does the rest. Good for 22 yards and another 1st down for Osage. Wheeler now, the quick pitch outside to Nick Riley, and he's taken down at about the 27-yard line. We're going to call that a no-yard gain. That's going to conclude our 1st quarter of play. So, ladies and gentlemen, Osage holds the slim lead. It's 13-12 over California. We'll see what Osage is able to do here as they've got it 2nd and 10 at the Osage 27-yard line. Direct snap to Nick Riley, and he's got good yardage inside the Pinto 20-yard line. They're going to mark that at the 16-yard line, and that's good for 11 yards and another Indian 1st down. Boy, Nick Riley comes in leading the Indians in rushing, and he's looked very comfortable running the football against this Pinto defense at times. Although California, they know he's going to get the football, and he's going to get it often. They've really done a nice job zeroing. So Wheeler now outside, gains, and he is hit hard. What a hit outside, and nice hit. That's number 24 for California, Strobel, and really Wheeler delivered that ball a little too high. Drake Gaines.
Just a little late.
Yeah, he was forced to reach up, and that makes you vulnerable to the defense, and bone-rattling hit by Strobel. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now. 11:43 left. And we do have a flag. This time we'll see if it's a real flag or is it a... tell you, so far today we've seen 2 penalties. And they're going to call dead ball encroachment against California, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 5. But twice tonight we've seen the flag on the field and they've waved it, so we're a little extra cautious about the penalty situation tonight. Wheeler on 2nd and 5. Inside give, Dylan Riley outside, and he's taken down by a slew, Friedmeier, as well as Adams and Traxel in on the stop. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 now. California looks very, very good so far. Really making it a ball game, and makes you wonder when you see them look this good with such limited amount of their starters out there, what would happen if they could have stayed away from the injury bug. And what a throw and catch, and Jason Edwards' 2nd touchdown of the night. This one from 12 yards out. And the Indians extend their lead. It's 19-12 now, 11-10 left in the 2nd quarter. So Edwards now to attempt the extra point and make it an 8-point ball game. The kick is up, and it is no good, so it remains a 7-point game with 11-10 left in the 2nd quarter. So far, it's 19-12, and like I said, California, very big drive upcoming. And there's a squib this time off the knee and fielded right there very wisely at the 36-yard line. That's number 41 for the Pintos, and I don't actually... 41 on that roster. We'll check our backup roster here for the Pintos, and I don't have a 41 on the roster. I apologize, folks. And that's Dustin Bonecutter with the recovery. So 1st and 10 now for the Pintos. They have it at the 37-yard line. Wilkin calls his own number. He'll be taken down at about the 39-yard line. First Indian there, number 52, Jacob Mason with the stop, one of the defensive leaders for the Indians. Dylan Riley also in on the stop. We call his name often and early, and we don't reckon that'll change anytime soon. Versailles really hoping. So Wolkin now calls his own number, has 3 yards before his helmet pops off. He's up to about the 42-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Magnuson with the stop, and on 3rd and 5, we'll see if the Pinto offense can't move the sticks. Very, very big offensive series here. Inside give, and stopped at the 40-yard line for maybe a loss of 1. Friedmeier unable to get anything going. He actually loses 1. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 6 now for the Pintos. So 9:20 left here in the first half. And it's blocked by DePay and fielded inside the 25. Going for the punt, Liam Schatzer. And it's DePay with the block, and Schatzer recovers. But Osage takes over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line of California, and that proves to be disastrous if you're California. So here's Wheeler now. Steps up in the pocket, looking for the end zone, and knocked away. Nice play. It was Drake Gaines, the intended target. Strobel there, step for step, knocks that one away. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now. So Wheeler now on the ice set under center. Takes the snap, the give now to number 12, Ian Riley, and he's going to be taken down at about the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 now. California's defense making it tough for Osage here. We'll see what the Indians draw up on 3rd and 10. Under center is Wheeler now. He's going to roll to his right now, throws back across, and nobody there. So nice job by the Pinto defense, putting pressure on Wheeler, and they had the screen sniffed out, nothing doing. That's going to bring up 4th down and 10, and Sean will tell you, for California, they were up 12-7, and it's been 12 unanswered points by the Indians, and they have it here knocking on the doorstep, but you've got to give California's defense credit, keeping their team in the ballgame.
Well, they've stepped up to the plate, William, that's for sure.
So 4th and 10 now. Wheeler steps up now, looking for the end zone, and overshoots his man, C.J. Myers, and the flag is out in the end zone, so that'll set up the Indians 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. And California fans calling the ball was uncatchable, but really tough to get a good gauge unless you see the receiver uninterfered with. And California urging the ball was uncatchable, but they throw the flag, and the Indians going to get a fresh set of downs. They're going to have it 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
That's a tough break there, William, for California on 4th and 10, getting a penalty.
It's Ian Riley now. He's inside the 10 all the way down to the 6-yard line. We're going to give him 6 yards, bring up 2nd down and 4. So Ian Riley spelling his cousin Nick Riley in the backfield. Trying to have an accelerate score update here momentarily. So on 2nd down and 4, inside give to Dylan Riley and nothing doing. California stays home. Nice job. First guy there, Dakota Henry. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4 here in the 2nd quarter now. 7:30 left in the first half. Wheeler, the pitch outside to Ian Riley, cuts inside, and he's taken down in the backfield. That's a loss of 2. Traxel in on the stop, and now the Indians faced with decision time, and Edwards coming onto the field. He'll attempt to make this a 2-possession ball game now. This is going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt. We know Edwards has the leg. We'll see if he can knock it through. The hold by Riley, the kick, and it's going to be wide right and short, so the Pinto defense does a wonderful job keeping their team in the ball game, and it's just a 1-score game with 6:52 left in the first half. So California burns a timeout. That's their 2nd of the first half, so we'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
I'm Chris Schneider. You're watching Lake TV's Classic Game of the Week from mid-October 2016, the regular season finale between Osage and California. Would the Indians keep rolling, or would the Pintos pull off an upset? Let's get back to the action here on Lake TV.
Wolken in the backfield, split backfield. Takes the snap. Got to be a pitch, and bottled up by Nick Riley for a big loss. That's Strobel, nothing doing, and that's a loss of 6 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 15.
Again, William, we talked about this in the pregame show. You know, very, very talented defense here. They've got speed from sideline to sideline, and that's what you saw right there. California trying to string a play out and backfired on them. We got a 12-yard loss in result.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 16, officially a 7-yard loss, they call it now. So 3rd and 16, 5:35. We'll see what Coach Albertson draws up. Wolken takes the snap now, steps up in the pocket. He fires now, looking, and deflected by Austin Magnuson. That one falls harmlessly to the turf and obviously brings up a punting situation for the Pintos. So Schatzer into punt. They might give him a couple extra yards here, as the last punt attempt was blocked by Dalton DePay. Schatzer now. This one he does get away. Gains back to return. Fields that at his own 49-yard line now.
Kick.
Trying to get outside, and he's taken down there at about the 47-yard line. So a short return. Nice coverage by California. And Osage takes back over 1st and 10 at the California 48-yard line. That time Schatzer does a nice job trying to turn it around. Osage does have it inside California territory, though. Wheeler now quick into the flat. He has Edwards, and coming up to make the tackle, Strobel makes that stop, and that's going to go for a 2-yard loss and bring up 2nd down and 12. And California's defense not much faded by the offense's inability to move the ball down the field and score the last quarter plus here. Wheeler remains in the backfield with nobody else, 5 wides. Throws quick here. He's got Nick Riley now across the 40. He's taken down by Dakota Henry, but not till he makes his way up to the 35-yard line, and we have 15 yards and an Indian 1st down on that connection. 4:35 now left in the first half. Ian Riley in the backfield with Wheeler. Riley gets the give on the inside quick hitter, and he makes the first couple of guys miss, and he has 6 yards down to the 29-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 4 now for the Indians. Wheeler now steps up now into the flat. He's got his man. That's McCann down to the 20-yard line. That's an Indian 1st down as they continue to move the sticks. Henry with the stop for the Pintos, but Osage, just too many possessions here in this first half. Knocking on the door once again, 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Into the flat now. Gaines with the reception on the far sideline. He falls forward and very close to first down yardage as Dakota Henry with the stop. Gaines has 9. That's going to bring up second down and short now for Osage. Clock continues to run. We're inside 3.5 minutes here in the opening half of play. Wheeler under center. The inside give to his tailback. That's Magnuson gets the rare carry. I don't know if he has the first down or not. Very close to first down yardage. I spotted at the 10. Looks like he's just short. That'll bring up a third down and inches. Direct snap now to Dylan Riley. Taken down in the backfield, and what a piece of tackling. Sam Kirby with the stop, and Riley loses 1. That'll bring up fourth down and 2 now. Sam Kirby comes into the ball game leading the Pintos in tackles and makes a big-time stop behind the line of scrimmage as Corey Friedmeier checks out of the game. Same play this time. Dylan Riley has the first down inside the 10 and into the house for a touchdown from 10 yards out. And it's 25-12 now as Osage pads their lead. Just like that. Osage takes advantage of the short field, and they move 48 yards and score on the legs of Dylan Riley. So Jason Edwards in to attempt the extra point. Dylan Riley with the hold. The snap is high, got it down, it's up, and it's good this time. So Edwards converts the extra point. There is a flag on the field. We'll wait for the call, but as it stands, it's 26-12. They call running into the kicker. So Edwards now set to kick here for the Indians, and still 2:24 and a timeout for Coach Albertson's Pinto team to try to do some damage before the break. Even though a 2-score game now, Sean, the Indians started with the football, so California's going to get the football to start the second half. So if they can find a way to grit it out and score here before the break, like we say so often, anything can happen. Jason Edwards now. High end over end kick. Fielded at about the 24-yard line now. And nice job getting outside here. And the stiff arm there on the return. That's number 81 for the Pintos. Hofstetter takes it all the way up to about the 34-yard line, and that's where California starts first and 10. Sean, we've seen a lot of option stuff here for California. See what they don't do here. We're trying to mix it up, maybe take a couple shots down the field.
Well, I think they have to, William. We got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the half. California's got to take a shot at this.
Wolken now on the option. It's pitched outside by Friedmeier. Fields it there now inside or across the 35 up to the 36, just 2 yards. Brings up second down and 8. Nice piece of tackling by McCann for the Indians.
Camden and Glendale. We've got Glendale 28, Camden 14. And we've got Kickapoo over Waynesville 14-0.
Flag here now. Looks like delay of game. We're going to back it up 5, and Osage elects to burn a timeout here with a minute and a half to go in the opening half. It is second down and 13 now for the Pintos. They have it at their own 30-yard line. Nice job here by Wolken. Now he pitches it back. Creative little play by quarterback Jacob Wolken. That goes for 12 yards, very near a Pinto first down. That's going to bring up third down and 1. Friedmeier with the carry, and Sean, not your typical option play as Wolken chose to split the defense and then makes a nice pitch out to Friedmeier. And Corey Friedmeier has 12, and this much more manageable here on third down. Minute 24 left now, third and short. Jacob Wolken, empty backfield, lines up under center. Calls his own number, and he hits a wall, but nice second effort, and Wolken falls forward and has the Pinto first down as we approach a minute to play. His helmet flies off, but not before he picks up a first down and gives the Pintos a fresh set of downs. So it looks like we'll have a stoppage in play as California maybe burns their last time out with just a little time left here. A minute 15 officially here in this opening half, and the Pintos have it 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Wolken out of the shotgun, 1st and 10. Takes the snap now, looks towards his left, airing it out, looking for Adams, and he overshoots him. That one falls harmlessly to the turf. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So that just takes 5 seconds off the clock now, 2nd down and 10. Wolken takes the snap now, rolls out of the pocket. He was under pressure now, airs it out, looking for Kirby. He's got him and just out of the reach. Sorry, Jacob Adams rather, and Adams reaches up one-handed, tries to make the catch, and able to haul it in. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Wolken now the quick hitter. Oh, it's a little hook and ladder. The ball's on the turf and recovered by the Indians. Drake Gaines comes up with the fumble recovery. And boy, the Pintos trying to get a little too cute. And they turn it over inside a minute to go. And Osage now 55 seconds and 2 timeouts to go 52 yards. Boy, a very costly turnover as California looked to be knocking on the door. It was a hook and ladder. The completion was made to Hofstetter. He pitched it back to Friedmeier, and the exchange hits the turf, and Drake Gaines with a fumble recovery. Wheeler out of the shotgun. Dalton DePay comes in motion, takes the snap. He's across midfield. Pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. He has 5 yards. The clock does continue to run, and Osage burns their 2nd of 3 timeouts. Will remain right here. Boy, what a big turnover there by the Pintos. Play was set up nicely on the hook and ladder, but
well, it's a difficult play to execute, William. You know, you got many, many components there you actually have to make work to, you know, pull off a successful play. They completed part of it, but didn't complete the second half of it. Yeah. Again, like you said, very costly mistake.
So Osage now looking to add to their 2-score lead here before the break. California will get the football to start the second half of play.
Well, and this is the last thing you want to happen if you're California, William, is to give Osage the opportunity to score again before halftime. They've got too many weapons in their arsenal and too much time on the clock to have an opportunity to go 45 yards.
So we'll wait and see what California's defense does here. 2nd down and 5 now. Wheeler takes a snap, steps up in the pocket. He airs one out, looking, and nice job by Edwards. He turns into a defender, comes back and knocks it away. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Nice job there. Jason Edwards does a nice job playing defender as that one underthrown severely brings up 3rd down and 5. So 39.8 seconds remain here. Osage 1 timeout, California out of timeouts in case they're able to get a stop here. Wheeler now takes the snap, steps up in the pocket. He's looking for Gaines. Comes back inside and very nearly intercepted. Nice job. That's Strobel on the outside, and he's done a very nice job shutting down Drake Gaines today. So 4th and 5 now. And the Indians will look to punt. No reason here to go for it and give the Pintos a short field. When it comes to risk and reward, you really risk too much when you're already up 2 scores. So 33 seconds left. We assume Osage will be punting with Jason Edwards standing at about his own 38-yard line. And there's the punt. No one back deep, and nice punt by Edwards. That one's going to bounce and be down by Gaines at the 11-yard line. So California, no timeouts in just 23 seconds. You wonder if Coach Albertson doesn't just take a knee and go into the halftime down 14. So California radio man Mike Staten says take a knee, but Coach Albertson says no way. Low snap. Wolken now throws it deep looking for McCann, and he overshoots him by about 3 yards. McCann was pulling away from Drake Gaines, but you like the call there. Take a shot, why not? Down 2 scores.
I think you're right, William. Take a shot. You got 17 seconds left in the game. You're trailing right now. Take a shot at it.
Yeah, I mean, always in this situation, you're always kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But if this ball game comes down to a 1-score game and you didn't, you certainly would wish you'd have taken a couple of shots, you know.
You would always question yourself, what to do in that situation.
Then again, if you throw a pick 6 here and you lose by 1 score, you're really second-guessing yourself. That's why you and I are up here calling the game and not on the sidelines coaching. Now, Wolken calls his own number on the quarterback draw, lowers his head. He's across the 16-yard line, taken down there as McCann helps him up. And the clock will run out, so that's going to conclude our first half of play. Osage leads 26-12. You're watching exclusive coverage of high school football on Lake TV, folks.
I'm Chris Schneider. You're watching a Lake TV Classic Game of the Week from October 14, 2016, the regular season finale between the red-hot Osage Indians and the California Pintos. Let's get back to the action.
So Edwards now set to kick for the Indians. A slew of Pintos back to receive inside their 15-yard line. Folks, I don't know if you're ready or not, but we are set to start our second half of play. Taking care of Edwards, the kick bounces and fielded at the 20-yard line now with some room across the 30 up to the 35-yard line before being taken down there. Nice return. Yeah, that's number 81, Hofstetter for the Pintos. So that's where California starts their first possession of the second half, the 37-yard line, and it is 1st and 10. Always love coming here to California, Sean. The hospitality always wonderful. They got a cooler here in the press box we have full access to. I'm not really sure if we have full access to, but I've always helped myself.
I don't doubt that about you, William.
Wolken now the snap on the option. Pitches outside to Friedmeier, who tries to beat Gaines to the outside, and Gaines gets the stop along with DePay, and Friedmeier up to the 41-yard line. We'll give him 4, brings up 2nd down and 6. Wolken, quick hitter, he's got his man. Bounces off a would-be tackler, that's Hofstetter, but DePay in to clean it up, and that's just 1 yard for Hofstetter. Who brings up 3rd down and 6, and talked about is Sean, have to be able to move the chains, have to be able to keep your defense off the field here in this opening series if you're the Pintos. And with 3rd and 6, interested to see what the Pintos go with on this 3rd down. Wolken now, and very wisely just throws that close to the feet of Friedmeier. They were trying to set up a screen, and it's C.J. Myers sniffs it out early and stays home. Brings up 4th down and 5 now here as we start this second half, Sean. And just like we talked about, if you're not able to get points, your defense gets all the pressure put right on their back, because the Pinto defense in a must-stop situation here.
Well, they have to, William. They don't have a choice. They've got to stop the ball this time. Unfortunately, they're going to have to punt, and they're going to have their defense come out and make a big stop.
Schatzer back to punt. Fields it there and very nearly blocked again, but good punt. Takes a California batch. Drake Gaines back inside his own 10. He fields it at the 5. Great coverage by the Pintos, and they have Drake Gaines bottled up at the 11-yard line. And that's where Osage starts their first possession here, the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 11. Osage now, they start with Ian Riley in the backfield at tailback, and we've yet to see Nick Riley here recently. Wheeler now steps up into the flat. He has McCann, who catches it at the 16 and then turns upfield and makes a nice attempt after the catch. He's got about 9.5, very near the 1st down marker. An official measurement here.
Right there, William, shows you confidence in your players, confidence in Zach to throw the ball where he wants it, and your receivers to catch the ball. They're on their 5-yard line, and they're making plays.
So scratch the official measurement now. They call a 1st down. DePay hauls that one in and taken down immediately by the defender. That's good for 3. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Here's the option now outside Ian Riley. A nice piece of tackling. You're going to get a horse collar on the stop on the far sideline as he was dragged down from behind by his shoulder pads. So that's going to be a first down on the penalty. 1st and 10 now, 9:57 in the third. Wheeler in the backfield, Riley the single setback. 4 wide receivers, 3 bottom of your screen. Wheeler now, quick hitter outside, he's got Gaines. Gaines tries to make the first guy miss, he will not. Dakota Henry with the stop, a nice piece of sound tackling. So 2nd and 7 now, 9:15 left. Wheeler sees something in the defense he doesn't like, and Osage forced to burn their first timeout. So 2nd down and 7 now. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Osage comes out, empty backfield. Wheeler steps up in the pocket, now being flushed, directs traffic, throws, looking for Gaines, and overshoots him. Very dangerous pass as California defender nearly had an opportunity to make a play on that one.
Well, he did, and that's, one of the first times we've seen Zach miss his target. He had a guy wide open, had him open by about 5 yards, and just overthrew him, William. Tough throw. He was scrambling. Tough throw.
Yeah, on the move. He did a nice job to elude the pressure brought from California, and California doing a nice job limiting the big plays of Osage thus far. So 3rd and 7. Wheeler now rolls towards his left, throws across his body and in and out of the reach of Jason Edwards. And nice job by the Pinto defense. They hold and looks like they're going to give their offense another shot, only down 2 scores.
Well, they've done exactly what they needed to do, William. They had to come out, stop Osage right here. Now they got to get the ball back and they got to go make a score. They got to make something happen.
Can't tell if that's Friedmeier, I think, back at his own 21-yard line. Edwards gets rid of that one. Great kick. Bounces, takes a California bounce and goes out at the 17-yard line. Well, that's going to be a 37-yard punt officially. And California takes back over on downs. 1st and 10, their own 17-yard line. Wolken with the snap, the inside give. It's Friedmeier on the quick hitter. He's across the 25 all the way up to the 30, and that's 13 yards and a first down.
Kickapoo, we got 14-0.
Who's up in that Waynesville Kickapoo game?
Kickapoo's leading.
So there's your area scores. Of course, the Waynesville Kickapoo game for those Camdenton fans trying to keep an eye on around the Ozark Conference. Inside give and quick hitter, a nice piece of running, and here goes Friedmeier across the 50 inside Osage territory. He's down to about the 46-yard line. So 28 yards by Corey Friedmeier. 1st and 10 at the 41. So Wolken now. Play action, fakes the handoff across the middle of the field. He's got his target down to the 19-yard line. That's Adams. Jacob Adams all the way down to the 18-yard line.
You'd like to see California come out right here, finish this off with a score, and they've done what they needed to do. So let's see if they can close this thing out right here.
So Friedmeier back in the ball game. 4 wide receivers, split both sides of your screen. Wolken takes the snap, the inside give to Friedmeier. He's across the 15, down inside the 15, down to about the 12-yard line. We'll give him 6. And look out, the Pintos knocking on the door here, down 2 scores in the third quarter. So 7:20 left here in the third quarter of play. California just fails to go away in this one. 4 wide receivers, trip set bottom of your screen. Friedmeier the single setback. Wolken takes the snap. Flushes now, throws one into the end zone. It's going to be a jump ball, and very dangerously looking for Adams. That falls harmlessly to the turf. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Edwards defending across the field. So we've got a flag on the field. Yeah, it's going to be a chop block, and that's going to scoot him back. Going to be 2nd and 20 now. So that's 16-yard loss, 2nd and 20 now for the Pintos. You're right, Sean. Last thing California wanted to see, Wolken out of the shotgun. The blitz is coming. The inside give to Friedmeier. Ball's on the turf. Still on the turf, and I don't know who has it. I think Boy, Osage had an excellent opportunity. The ball continued to bounce around. California does recover. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 26. They need to make it all the way down to the 9-yard line for a first down. So 3rd and 27, and just when the Pintos were knocking on the door, they self-destruct, backed themselves way up, and it's 3rd and forever. Wolken now on 3rd and forever, back in the pocket. He airs one out, looking for Adams. He's got him there. Adams hauls it in and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pintos from 35 yards out. Are you kidding me? You wanted an answer? Jacob Wolken gives you one. 35 yards, and Adams scores the touchdown.
Just when things were looking bleak, it backed them up. They lost 2 bad plays in a row, and they come out with a touchdown. You got to love that right there.
And what a throw by junior quarterback Jacob Wolken. I mean, that was right in the breadbasket of Adams. He caught it in stride, tumbles into the end zone, and the Pintos pull within 8. So it's a 1-score game now. Shots are in for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So we've got a 7-point ball game with 5:48 left in the 3rd. Talked about it. If California's offense came out in the second half and went 3 and out, their defense had to get a stop or ball game over. Guess what? California's defense does just that.
They've done exactly what they needed to do to get themselves back in this ball game.
Yeah,
it wasn't out of reach.
And a little squibber fielded there at the 31-yard line. Actually really works out well for the Pintos, and on the recovery very wisely, that's Jalen Spriggs. The senior falls on that one, and now Osage back out, and they up just 7 points, Sean. We'll see what Osage does here, and of course California's defense, all the momentum at this point in time.
Well, Osage is going to have to come out right here and establish a possession. You know, they need to get a possession here, take it down the field, and put a score together.
So 1st and 10. Wheeler under center. The give is the number 27 this time. The Pintos there stop him after a gain of just 1. Hunter Davidson, he gets the carry. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 now. Wheeler now under pressure, throws in the flat. He's got gains, but he's bottled up and taken down there. So California's defense all over the Indians. That Strobel pushes him out. That's his 6th tackle of the night, and he's had a couple of deflections as well. So 3rd down and 6 now. California has the Indians on their heels now, really. All the momentum at this point in time swinging in the direction of California. Wheeler out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Davidson in the backfield. Looks and overthrows Gaines, does Wheeler. So that's going to bring a 4th down and 6, and with 5:15 left in the 3rd quarter, California looks to have forced the Indians to punt once again and starting to gain momentum.
They're fired up, and they're doing exactly what they need to do to take control of this ball game. And if you're an Osage fan, you'd want to see Osage respond a little bit different. To come out here, establish possession, and rebound after that score.
Good punt. 50 yards officially down to the 16-yard line. So a nice job by Edwards as he's going to pin the Pintos back inside their 20. Here come the Pintos now. Wolken out of the shotgun. Trips receiver on the left side. Wolken outside. Inside, and ooh, big time hit coming across the play. Jacob Mason on the stop. So Friedmeier with the carry, tries to cut back across the set. Had some daylight if he was able to get past that initial Osage defender, but good piece of tackling. That brings up 2nd down and 9 now for the Pintos. C.J. Myers coming off the blitz. Wolken now out of the pocket. He's still on his feet. Jacob Wolken now looking for Friedmeier. He's got him at the 32, and he's taken down at about the 32-yard line. Sorry, the 37. But what a job by Jacob Wolken to elude the pressure. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Pintos. They gained 20 yards on that play. What a job by quarterback Wolken. Once again, we continue to sing his praises.
Well, he's doing a fantastic job. You got a young man right there that's scrambling, doesn't lose his composure, and comes up with a big play.
Yeah, certainly a nice job by Friedmeier to stay alive and give his quarterback a big option. Friedmeier now on the carry, and he's pushed back and plays down. That's Austin Magnuson with the stop, an all-state player a year ago. Magnuson, just a motor for the Osage Indians.
Well, the Indians amazing. They got, like I said, we've talked about the talent they have on the defensive side, but it's led by their linebackers. They got 4 fantastic linebackers out there that are basically leading this defense for the Osage Indians.
So 2nd and 10 now, ball the 37-yard line. 3:25 left in the third quarter. Throws over, throws, intercepted by Ian Riley at the 45. Cuts back across the 40. Still on his feet and taken down there in Osage. Big time takeaway. They give it back to the offense at the 37-yard line. Riley gets rewarded. He'll stay in the game at tailback. Play action now. Into the flat. Drake Gaines on the bubble screen. Lowers his head and then rumbles forward for about 11 on the second effort. That's a Osage first down. And Drake Gaines shows you why he's so dangerous with the football in his hands. Ian Riley's still in there, so I assume something's happened to Nick Riley. Ian now lowers his head. He's inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. He has 9 yards, very close to first down yardage. It brings up 2nd down and 1.
Well, you're right, William. You do wonder what happened with Nick. Ian's carrying the bulk of the weight on his shoulders. With the
Magnuson now across the 10, inside the 5. Still on his feet and taken down at about the 4-yard line by Adams. And we get a flag, maybe a personal foul after the play. We'll wait for it. Looks like it's going to be 1st and goal now. I'm not exactly sure where they'll spot the ball, but half the distance from the 4 would place it 1st and goal from the 2-yard line here as we wind down on the third quarter. Just 2.5 minutes remaining. So Dylan Riley takes the direct snap, puts his head down, looking to score. I think he's very close. We have no indication yet. And they're going to mark him down inside the 1. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal now for the Indians. Same play now. Dylan Riley rumbles forward, this time into the end zone, and he scores. So the Indians now regain a 2-score advantage with 1:56 left in the third. Dylan Riley, 2nd of the night, 8th of the season. And with 1:56 remaining in the third, Osage regains that 2-score advantage. That's going to put all the pressure right back on this Pinto offense.
Well, Osage has come out and done exactly what they needed to do. They needed to come out here and establish their game again, get back on track, and put some points on the board, and they've done just that.
Done just that, and the extra point by Jason Edwards is up, and it's good. So the lead stands at 14 with 1:56 left in the third quarter. Osage now up 33-19, but still a lot of football left to be played. Edwards, the kick, it's short. Fielded out about the 27-yard line now across the 30. That's Bonecutter. He's up to the 35, and he'll be taken down there, and that's where California starts this possession, the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 1:49 left in the third. Myers now, blitz on the outside. Here's the quick throw. Caught right there by Adams, it looks like. He has about 9 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 1, and see Gaines gets a little closer, as does Riley, top of your screen. Wolken now, the inside give, a nice piece of tackling. That's Jacob Mason with the stop in the backfield. Throws him for a 3-yard loss, and Jacob Mason came into this ball game with 8 tackles for a loss. That's number 9. 3rd and 3, inside a minute to go, 35 seconds. In the third quarter now, Wolken calls his own number on the quarterback draw, tries to get outside, and he's taken down at the 41-yard line, and there's going to be a late hit against the Pintos, and that's a flag that now handcuffs your team in a big way, because 4th and 4, think about going for it, but with the personal foul, it's going to be 4th and 19. It's going to be forced to punt the ball, Sean. California going to be forced to snap the ball here. Nice punt. Gaines calls for the fair catch, and he has it at his 34-yard line. That's a 39-yard punt. So 1st and 10 now, Osage here, and this will be our last play of the third quarter. Osage up 33-19, and they have it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. There's a flag on the field now, so false start. So 5-yard penalty against Osage. They'll be backed up to about the 30. 1st and 15 now. Still 0.1 seconds left here in this third quarter. This will be the final play of our third quarter. I am interested to find out, Sean, we've yet to see Nick Riley in the latter part of the second quarter and at all here in the second half. Davidson now. The carry gets about 3 yards of the penalty back. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12. We'll see that 2nd down and 12 play to start our fourth quarter. We'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
I'm Chris Schneider. You're watching Lake TV's Classic Game of the Week from mid-October 2016, the regular season finale between Osage and California. Would the Indians keep rolling, or would the Pintos pull off an upset? Let's get back to the action here on Lake TV.
Back here on Lake TV as we get ready to start this fourth quarter of play. 33-19 your score here from Riley Field. And Sean, it comes time now for these California Pinto seniors. 12 minutes left potentially. And most likely, this is the last time, whether win or lose, these seniors get to play here at Riley Field.
Well, this is a must-stop for them, too, William. Right now, right here, you know, they have got to come up with some big plays. They've got to stop Osage if they want to have a chance at this.
Certainly. So here we are now. Wheeler now on the flat. He's got McCann now across the 40. Makes the first guy miss, still on his feet. And he's finally taken down at the 48-yard line. Picks up 19 yards, and that's an Osage first down now. And the ball's on the ground, up. I'm not sure who has the football. The ball popped up momentarily. And now Drake Gaines has the ball standing up, so Osage holds on to possession. A wild play, needless to say, right there. So Osage holds on to it, brings us up 3rd down and 13 now, and California an opportunity to hopefully get a stop here. Under center's Wheeler. Rolls towards his left, and now under pressure, and he is sacked inside his own 40-yard line. Not sure who was there first, but it's Jacob Adams. Sorry, number 33, Corey Friedmeier comes through. And Friedmeier all night long making his presence felt. That brings up 4th down and 22, and the Indians going to be forced to punt it. So don't look now, folks, but California holds on to the slightest glimmer of hope, down 2 with 10:46 left. Now they're going to say it's 3rd down and 22. All kinds of confused. I don't know where the down got lost, but it's 3rd and 22, 10:46 left. So it looked like the far sideline marker had the wrong down indicated. They corrected. It's 3rd and 22. Wheeler out of the shotgun. Steps up, airs one deep, now looking, and Drake Gaines goes up and gets it, and from 60 yards out, Drake Gaines takes it to the house, but look out, looks like Dalton DePay going to get flagged for an illegal block in the back, and not sure why you push him in the back.
Unnecessary penalty right there. I mean, he was already in the end zone.
Yeah, Gaines had the touchdown regardless. I'm not sure why Dalton DePay felt the need to shove the Pinto, but right in front of the official, you get the flag all day long on that. Still a great play. You can't take the catch and run away. Illegal block in the back really goes against the Indians, and California holds on now to this slight glimmer of hope. They're down 14, 10:36, and they're going to need a stop or a takeaway if they want to stay alive here. Out of the shotguns, Wheeler, trip wide receiver, top of your screen, Gaines lone, bottom of your screen. Wheeler calls his own number and takes it across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. We'll give him 4 yards, brings up 2nd down and 6. So Hunter Davidson remains in as your single set tailback as No word about Austin Riley. The inside give to Davidson. He's taken down there. Traxel looks to have the stop. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Oh, and DePay once again, a big-time false start. That's going to back it up from a 3rd and 4 now to a 3rd and 9. Yeah, false start on DePay, boy.
Is unnecessary errors, unforced errors and turnovers by Osage.
And we've seen a couple of them, and you hate to single the young man out because he's a heck of a playmaker, is Dalton DePay. Scored already tonight, but his block in the back and now his false start on 3rd and short really putting the Indians in a tougher situation than it would have been had that Drake Gaines touchdown counted. 9:20 left in the game, 33-19. Wheeler now steps up in the pocket, looks into the flat, and what a pass to McCann. That's a 1st down. That's a 10-yard gain.
And he's been on the money all night long. He's just throwing darts. He's hitting his targets. The guys are catching the ball, and they're getting downfield.
1st and 10 now, ball at the 16-yard line, and it's do or die if you're the Pintos. Must have a stop here. Wheeler across the middle, intercepted by the Pintos. Dakota Henry across the 20 and taken down by Gaines. And then you got an extracurricular shove to the head, and Gaines should be flagged. I don't know how you don't have a flag on the play because Drake Gaines shoved the head of Dakota Henry as a retaliation. I do see a flag. Looks like California's flagged for it, but this is getting messy and getting messy in a hurry because when the safety of the player starts being at jeopardy, you start to get concerned, not just as a coach, but as a parent as well. So the interception's wiped off the board. The interception by Dakota Henry goes for none as it's a roughing the passer called. Osage, a big break. They hold on to the football, and they'll have it 1st and goal now. But I'll tell you what, whatever player for California comes in, you have to know what's the quarterback lets go of the ball. You have to let up because they protect these quarterbacks like gold. Wheeler now the give. That's Davidson, keeps his head down, still churning. We do have a flag on the play. Players flying, and my goodness, these officials better get control of this ball game and do it in a hurry. So after the hold, 1st and goal from the 18-yard line. Wheeler the give to Davidson, and he's taken down at the 21, still on his feet now. Swung backwards, and that goes for a 4-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 22-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 22-yard line. And one thing about Coach Devin Johnson and his teams over the course of time, very, very disciplined. Are getting a little bit chippy, but they've done an excellent job all season long not letting their emotions get the best of them. Let's see if they can't continue to have that prove true. Now, Ian Riley, the direct snap, he makes everyone miss, has it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Looks like it was going to be stopped after about 3 or 4 yards, but with second effort, he gets about 10, maybe 12 even. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 10-yard line. So on 3rd and 10, if you're the Indians, nothing real risky. Just maybe keep the ball on the ground, put it where you want it, and then have Jason Edwards put this game away with a field goal because 3 scores and 6:50 left. Be tough, and there's all kinds of stuff going on here, and it's a false start here against the Indians. They'll back it up 5 more yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 15. All kinds of confusion now for the Indians, and they're going to have to burn their final timeout of the night. So it's 6:23. Austin Magnuson in the backfield. He gets the carry, and he's bottled up and taken down at about the 11. He has 4 yards. And this will force Osage into decision time for Coach Devin Johnson, and he's going to send down his field goal unit. I don't blame him here. Like I said, you convert here, it'll be a 3-score game, and it's going to be about a 27-yard attempt. It's going to go down as 28 yards officially. We've seen Edwards hit from much further. Dylan Riley the hold. Edwards, the kick is up. And he missed it wide left, so the Pintos still alive, only a 2-score ball game. And they're going to take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. It's important here, California is on top of their game. So Wilkin the pitch outside. Friedmeier trying to get outside, and he's still inbounds. And Takes it up to the 24-yard line. We're going to give him 5 yards officially. That brings up 2nd down and 5. And California going to have to move quicker than this.
They're going to have to speed up their tempo, and they're going to have to open it up. They're going to have to open up the doors a little bit here and start airing it out, William.
And the flat. Wolken has his man, and for the 29-yard line, that's just 4 yards, and Osage will let California do that all day long. Jacob Adams, the receiver who hauls that one in. That brings up 3rd down and short.
Well, you're right here, William. You know, whether it's a run or a pass in this situation, they're keeping the ball in bounds, and they're letting time run off the clock. And at this point, you've got California still getting in a huddle.
Yeah, and the play clock, keep an eye on that. Last time they snapped it with 11 seconds. And Wolken with the quarterback keeper. He does get the yards. The clock will stop as they reset the chains. But I'm not understanding why you still have Wolken coming to the sideline. You have to give him a series of plays and say, just run with it. We're down 2 scores. Time's running out. 4:28 left in the game. And California now, even with the clock stopping as they reset the sticks, looks like once again the Pintos aren't going to snap the ball till there's this time 10 seconds on the play clock. Wolken into the flat, has Traxel. This isn't going to get the job done, folks. 3 and 4 yards at a time without a sense of urgency is not going to cut it. We'll give him 4 yards, brings up 2nd down and 6. But you have to start taking shots if you're the Pintos. Now the Pinto faithful starting to let the sideline hear it. They are taking all day between plays, and with 3:38 left, California needs 2. Wolken now under pressure, throws it into the flat over the intended target's head, and we should have a roughing the passer here as well. Exact same play you saw in the interception. This one's not called. So 3rd down and 6. California just 3:32 left in the game. They do have all 3 timeouts. But as you've heard me harp on here the last couple of minutes, not a whole lot of sense of urgency by the Pintos. So 3rd down and 6 now. Wolken recognized the blitz, and here he goes across midfield down to about the 47-yard line. And then Edwards gives him a little extra shove. Wolken wondering, you going to throw the flag? Probably not. But that's a big-time play, like quarterback Jacob Wolken recognizing the blitz. No one over the middle of the field. He takes every bit of that. And he has about 18 yards and a 1st down for California. Wolken now takes the snap. Hey, that one looking for the screen. McCann sniffed it out, and so Friedmeier watches that one sail over his head. Nice job by Wolken recognizing the defensive discipline, staying home on the screen. That one stops the clock. So 3:04, your situation is this. Osage leads 33-19. 0 timeouts for the Indians in California. They're down 2 scores. They've got 3 minutes, 3 timeouts. Wolken takes the snap now. Throws and in and out of the hands. He was looking. Crammell looks like, yeah, Dylan Crammell, the senior wide receiver. First time we've seen him targeted tonight. That brings up 3rd down and 10 now. On the bright side, the play takes just 4 seconds off the clock. Brings up 3rd down and 10. And we have a flag. They call false start. Backs it up to 3rd down and 15. Osage looks to bring the blitz now, so if you're Wolken, look for up the middle. Wolken now throws, and DePay with the interception, and there goes Dalton DePay, an opportunity to redeem himself. Nice. The interception and the return down Osage territory, and that should seal the deal. Dalton DePay, the interception, and with 2:49 left in the ballgame, the Osage Indians have the lead and the ball. So 33-19, 2:49 left in the game and the regular season. And the draw now to Dylan Riley. He's taken down after a couple-yard gain. And
well, no surprise there, William. I think we'll see Osage keep the ball on the ground and try to run some time off this clock.
So Wheeler out of the shotgun. 2nd down and 8. Still passing the ball are the Indians. Edwards now, and he's going to be taken down about 3 or 4 yards shy of the first down. And I bet California calls their second timeout, and they do. 3rd and 3, DePay in motion, takes the snap, and he's going to have the first down back outside, and there he goes. And he will score from 41 yards out. Dalton DePay nail meet the coffin, and with 2:17 left, it's now a 20-point ball game, and California watches DePay, and he beat him to the outside and then turns on the Jetson from 41 yards out. Dalton DePay puts this one out of reach.
Again, William, you know, Osage, multiple threats on offense tonight. There's been 6 to 8 players touch the ball, and there you see a kid, you know, take the ball 41 yards that typically doesn't run the ball.
And Edwards, boy, that kid's got a leg. The extra point up and good. So with 2:17 left in the game, the Osage Indians up 21 with 2:17 left. And Edwards set to kick, slips on the kick, fielded inside the 5, still gets it down to the 5-yard line. And Jacob Adams up to about the 20 or 31-yard line with a decent return. So 2:09 left here. Inside give this player now for the Pintos, number 14, Chris Menchaca. We'll wait for the PA announcer. Menchaca, they say. So Chris Menchaca, the senior running back in there, gets the carry, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down and 10 now as we are inside of 2 minutes to play. Wilkin now fakes the handoff. Throws now across the middle and incomplete. Had a guy in and out of the hands, just unable to haul that one in. It was Hofstetter. Nice attempt as he took a lunge at it. Falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10 with 1:31 left. So 3rd down and 10 now. Wilkin takes the snap. Throws it, and low throw at his man there. That falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down and 10 now. I will tell you, though, for viewers watching this game, this is going to be a very, very good California Pinto team over the next couple of years. 4th and 10 now. Wilkin steps up, and that one knocked to the turf. Nice defense on the far sideline. Looks like Dylan Riley on the stop. So with 1:20 left, Osage takes back over on downs after the turnover on downs. Interesting to see what California looks like next season. Of course, they do have an opening round district game. Not sure where that one will be. And the ball's on the turf. And it looks like California going to get the takeaway. And on the recovery, that's number 60 for the Pintos, Rick Worthy, the senior. What a way to end his high school career at home. I mean, comes up with the fumble recovery. You'll be in the newspaper for that, and that's solid play. California going to get another crack at it.
Well, William, you know, I know there's only 1 minute and 13 seconds left, but this is the stuff that you hate to see. You hate to see Osage getting careless with the football. You know, what we're looking for, you know, going into the playoffs, you know, coming up on next week and the following week is some consistency here. You know, not giving up the football.
My goodness. Hunter Davidson forces the fumble, and the Indians get it right back. Dalton DePay, the fumble recovery, and boy, what a hit on the play. And just like that, California coughs it back up, and Osage now takes back over. So you exchange turnovers, and just about where we were at, about a minute to go in the ball game, and Osage about to put this one away, and leaves a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth if you're California. You get that takeaway, help maybe march down the field, get a score, but what a hit. I mean, what a hit on the play, and of course DePay adds to his already impressive night. And in as quarterback, the backup, that's number 2, Drew Edwards, the freshman, and takes the knee. So class move right here by Coach Devin Johnson, and looks like your final tonight going to be 40-19. The Indians come into California and win at a very tough Riley Field, one of the tougher places to play. And so 40-19 now. And it's third. It'll be 3rd and about 16 after the knee is taken by Edwards. Edwards takes the knee back about the 44-yard line, and that's going to do it, folks. So The Osage Indians, they roll at California there. 8-1 after a 40-19 win. California Pintos, they'll regroup and they'll play on the road, most likely at Oak Grove a week from tonight.
That big win for the Indians in California, running the Osage record to 8-1 on the season, was pretty impressive. They would win the next week in the first round of the playoffs against St. James, but then lose in a shocker to Eldon in the second round, 39-36. That was the same Eldon team that Osage had beaten in the regular season by 26 points. I'm Chris Schneider. Thank you for joining us for this Lake TV Classic Game of the Week. Be sure to join us again next time.